Hello everyone, it's your girl Josephine once again with another tutorial. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today we are going to learn the simplest way of how to achieve an A-line skirt. As you can see, these are the tools that you are going to need. That's our model. So we are going to go ahead and take our body measurements. And we are going to start by measuring the waist. Depending on where you want to wear your skirt from. So this skirt is going to be worn as a high waist skirt. And when we measured, we got 7.5. So we are going to go ahead and also measure our full length. As you can see, you make sure you start exactly at the point where you measured your waist. Going downwards. So when we measured, we got 7 inches, as you can see. So I'm going to go ahead and get my pattern paper where we are going to be drafting our skirt. And in this tutorial, we are going to be making use of the slash and spread method to achieve this skirt. So we are going to go ahead and divide our waist measurement divided by 2. And the reason I'm dividing it by 2 is because I'm not going to put my pattern paper on fold. As you can see, I went ahead and added the zipper allowance all together so that I measure all at once. I divided my waist divided by 2 plus the zipper allowance. And whatever I got is what I'm going to be indicating or measuring on our pattern paper. And when I divided, I got 3 and 3/4. And I'm going to make use of 1/2 inch as our zipper allowance. So I'll go ahead and mark our waist measurement divided by 2 plus our 1/2 inch zipper allowance. So after that, we are going to go ahead and measure our full length. Our full length, that was 7 inches. And I'll go ahead and draw a straight line like that. So after that, I'm going to go ahead and use whatever measurement we have at the waist. I'm going to go ahead and indicate it on the hemline and then draw a straight line to connect the points. So after that, we are going to cut. We are going to go ahead and cut our piece just as I'm doing right now. And so we are done, and we are going to go ahead and draw straight lines. As you can see on our pattern paper, you will determine how wide you want yours to be. So this one, I'm going to measure, I'm going to draw 5 lines. 5. Are they 5? No, these are 4 lines. So after drawing those lines, I'm going to go ahead and cut. But make sure you don't cut through, because if you do, it will disturb you while you are going to place it on another pattern paper. While spreading it. So I'm going to go ahead and cut all the lines. Everyone who is watching, please don't forget to like, comment and subscribe to my channel. I am a new YouTuber and I would really love your support. Thank you. Oh, as you can see, I told you always be careful while cutting so that you don't cut through. So I mistakenly cut through. Yeah, so we are done. We are going to get our pattern paper and fold it into two as you see me doing. Yes, and after folding it like this, I'm going to go ahead and bring my cut piece as you can see, and I will place it on the folded part. As you can see, that is a folded edge, so that's where we are going to place our midpoint. Remember, we had our sellotape, so that's where we are going to be using it. This will help us to keep the pieces in place. Yes, so I'm going to go ahead and spread all these pieces, and in the middle I'll be leaving a uniform measurement. So in case we are working with a human skirt, you can start from 5 going upwards depending on how wide you want your skirt. Yeah, for example, you can go ahead and measure 5 inches in between. Yeah, so in this tutorial I'm going to use 1.5. That is what I'm going to be measuring in between the spreads or the pieces that we are spreading. Yeah, this will, using a uniform figure will help us come up with a beautiful and accurate shape of our skirt. And whichever piece that I measure, I make sure that I place sellotape to keep it in place. Remember, I told you never to cut through. Yeah, because as you can see, it was giving me a hard time. Yeah, so this is what we are going to be doing all through. Kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel, please. This will really encourage me as a beginner. So this is what we are going to be doing all throughout. And by the way, I forgot to tell you, on this channel we are going to always be using the available resources. As you can see, the pattern paper that I'm working with, it was actually a paper shopping bag. That is what we are using as a pattern paper. So the main reason or the mission is to understand. Yeah, so we won't be looking at what we are using to achieve what, but rather looking at what we are gaining. Yeah, so we are now done. I'm going to do the same to our upper part, since it was giving me a hard time too. I'm going to place sellotape, and after that I'm going to go ahead and measure the length of this place, and after getting that, whatever figure I get is what we are going to be using in all the spreaded mids, like the middle of where we spread. So remember, we had a full length of 7, and when I measured, that's what I got. So I'm going to go ahead and measure 7 all throughout, and after that I'm going to go ahead and be joining all the points together so that we can come up with a beautiful shape. After doing that, we are going to go ahead and place our allowance, and this allowance is going to help us at the hemline and the upper waist. Yeah, so in case we are drafting for a human, we can make use of 1 inch, that is ½ inch at the waist and ½ inch at the hem. So I'm using ½ inch because it's always better to use a smaller hemming allowance for a round skirt because it looks more neater. That's why some people always opt for using a baby locker machine in the hemming of such outfits. So I'm going to go ahead and cut. As you can see, remember we didn't talk about a waistband in this tutorial, but in case you are going to be putting a waistband, we will have to deduct our waistband width from the full length of the skirt. Yeah, so we will have to deduct the waistband width depending on how wide you want your waistband. And take for instance, you are going to be using 1.5, so that's what you will be deducting from the hemline of the skirt. We are going to go ahead and take off all these pieces. Oh, its job is done. It was to help us achieve the flare all around, or the wideness of our skirt. So I'm going to go ahead and place our finished skirt on our model. As you can see, yeah, our model is waving at you. As you can see, we are having an overlap at the back, and that is because we added a zipper allowance. So that's going to be our zipper allowance. Yes, our skirt is done. You can actually use this method for a fuller achievement. Yeah, our skirt is done, as you can see. Thanks. So this is our waistband. I hope this tutorial has been a useful one to you. Bye bye. Thanks for watching.